Yeah, so I ask everyone to take these packets and to turn to the back pages, the last 3 pages. Pass them across here. I was speaking to Rav Shlomo Safrani. He's in Brazil now, in not in Rio de Janeiro, no, in São Paulo. And right before I left, I had a chance to speak to him, and maybe it was one of the most powerful encounters, right? That's how art school calls it, encounters with greatness, they ever had with him. He told me, I went together with somebody who needed a lot of chizuk, and he told me the following Shai Tshuva. I wanted to speak about it and expound on it a little bit. If you look here on the packet, the Shai Tshuva in Shar Beis Os Tes brings a pasuk in Koheles, so a beautiful pasuk. Everyone has the packet here? Have the packet with the Makor in it? It says like this: Kol Shir Aleph Zayin U'Masaka Or V'Tov L'Einayim Liras HaShemesh. And the or is sweet and good for the eyes to see the light of the sun. Right? So what's pshat? What's pshat in this pasuk? Or Masaka Or. Masaka Or. I learned the Shai Tshuva. I never really focused so much on what he's saying, but he's really saying some beautiful words. So let's learn this piece together. The Shai Tshuva explains, Perish, Choser al Yemei Zikna Shimshal Erev. When a person gets older, you start getting older, as everyone here eventually will get older. Maybe you're getting old already. Probably today you're older than you were yesterday and the day before. But you get to be 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, So it starts getting a little bit darker in your life. When you get older, you start losing your sense of taste and smell, kind of like Corona. Right? So the Shai Tshuva is giving you a very deep eitzah, how to still appreciate and enjoy life. And what is that? Yeah? Enjoy the sunlight. And don't be, as we're disgusted, don't be frustrated. A person who is frustrated and kotzer nefesh. How do you say kotzer nefesh? What's kotzer nefesh? What's the right psychological term? Anybody know kotzer nefesh?
Seems like a lot of things. I'm patient, frustrated, not able to really listen or.
Oh, when people get older, what? Right. What? Yeah, disgusted, like fed up with life, basically. As you see. What? Fragile, burnt out. All these are kind of like the right idea, right? Coach and Evish. It says, Rivka said by Kutzalai, if Yaakov would marry somebody from Canaan, right? All these things is just, a general unpleasant attitude towards life, right? And that can happen when you get older because you get tired and you get weak, right? So how do you avoid that? How do you avoid getting caught up with life? And it happens even by people learning Torah, by people working, by families. But they have what's called a midlife crisis. Midlife crisis? A lot of people have come to me and said, I'm in my midlife crisis. Some people get divorced. Some people change direction. They'll change the way they learn. They'll change their job. They'll change their country. They'll change their wife, whatever it might be. People have, or their husband. People have different ways to deal with it. But the Shai Tshuva is giving us a brilliant explanation, and I only was zocheh to be yored to what he's saying because of my Rebbe, Rav Safrani. He said like this. He said, a person can have a general attitude towards life where you enjoy everything, right? You enjoy the sunlight, you enjoy the birds, you enjoy the trees. Everything you see makes you happy and is pleasant. I'll tell you once a vort which is almost the opposite of, seems almost at first glance only opposite of pshat, from the Boston Rebbe. I heard this when I was 14 years old from a Chashav Yid, Rav Yehuda Zakatinsky. He said like this, that the Mishnah says, if you're going on the road and you say, Ma noim ilan zeh, a person who's learning, he's going on the road, and he's mafsik v'limudai Mal is that mischayev b'nafsho, right? Mischayev b'nafsho. It sounds like if you're on the road and you're learning back and forth, you shouldn't appreciate nature. Says the Boss Rebbe, no. A person who thinks that that's mafsik limudo is mischayev b'nafsho, because it's important to appreciate life. Now, when I heard this voice, I said it's a chassidish word, but yesh harbe emet in there. Yesh harbe emes in there, because a person who learns how to appreciate life, appreciate what we have, and especially the sunlight, right? Sunlight is free. It doesn't cost any money, and neither does air. And water, you have to pay. Your water bill is true. But as we'll see soon from the Rambam, the Hemshech here, that if you learn how to be nana, to enjoy the small things in life, then your life will be completely different. Because you'll see everything. The particular person I went to speak to Rav Safrani with, he was having trouble with negativity. And we all have negativity. I really hate all of these terrible people who trouble with negativity. Okay, it's a joke. But the point is that you could change your negativity by flipping it and trying to develop a positive outlook on life. Right? Misha Chavetz Chaim Oyev Yomim Liros Tov said once, I heard this from my friend Rabbi Eliezer Zellman. He came to learn here in the Kol last year for a few days. He said, Liros Tov, a person who trains himself to see good, he loves life. Because everything in life is going to be good. They said about Shimshon Pincus, he would be on Shabbos with the kids and the mamtakim, and he loved life. It was just geschmacked him, right? And that's what the pasuk is saying in Koheles. Masak or, even the lights, to appreciate even the sunlight is a gift from Hashem. And the sunlight and the air and the water and everything, it's just, your whole life changes. It's just so much more pleasant. And it's really, especially in marriage, because anybody who gets married knows two things. At least you should know two things. You know what they are? Do you think you should know? What? Okay, that's very good. Yeah, remember that. Shlomo Zalman Auerbach said that Rav Adis asked him, I heard this from Rav Safrani, the name of Rav Adis, the name of Shlomo Zalman Auerbach. He asked him a lot of questions on Shalom Bayis. He said, I can't answer, I don't have time. I'll give you one rule and we'll answer all your questions. Be good and be smart. Because sometimes you're smart, but it's not good. And sometimes you're good and it's not smart. You have to combine the two. Okay, that's very good. That's one, right? But the other thing is, the other thing is that your spouse has faults and you have more faults than your spouse, right? Yeah? Be sure of that, right? And if you realize that, you just, instead of looking at the faults, look at the good. She has this, and she has this, and he has this, and he has this, and this, and this, and this. In fact, my close friend, Rav Alexander Mandelbaum, he just got up sitting show from his father, right? He taught me from Chaim Shmulevitz said, whenever I would see Rav Mandelbaum, he would greet me like I was a long-lost brother. I said, how do you do that? He said, because I think about a person's milas, and when I meet them, I'm very happy, right? If you think about your spouse's milas, right, or your chavusa, or even your rosh kolel, but he tries to pay on time and get sheets, of pink sheets this week. Okay, whatever they might be. If you think about someone's miles, when you see them, so you'll see them liros toiv, right? Liros toiv, and that's what the Shai Tshuva is saying. Learn to appreciate the small thing. When you get older, you'll see it makes a big difference. Okay, Zrat Hashem Kein Ratzon.